Seize the year. I was once like you. On January 1st, I would resolve to lose 10 pounds, go to the gym 5 days a week, call my brother at least once a week, eat more vegetables, and save 10% of each paycheck. And then, like clockwork, this happened. The thing is, none of us keep our resolutions because they're boring. So as January 2003 rolled around and I had another year where I had once again failed to lose 10 pounds or call my brother once a week, I had had enough. I decided that I was going to make a new resolution. From now on, only fun resolutions. And I've learned a few things along the way. I couldn't do the catch. In season 6 of Sex and the City, Carrie Bradshaw, the show's protagonist, is assigned to take trapeze lessons for a story she's writing. I took one look at this and thought, actual people can do this? I'm so in. And in 2007, I was at Trapeze School New York's Baltimore Outpost. They start you off on a ground level trapeze where they teach you some basic skills, and then it's up the ladder and into the air. First timers learn a standard routine. You jump, swing through once hanging by your arms, flip through to hang by your legs, flip back to hanging by your arms, and then somersault off the bar and into the net. Assuming you master that, you get to try doing a catch with a professional. Now, the thing about the catch is its timing. As the catchee, you have to be able to flip through at the exact moment to meet the catcher at the right point, both of your swings, to effect the transfer. And despite my best efforts, I couldn't quite get it. But you know, the lesson from that is, it's okay to try something and fail. And if you're lucky, your mom and dad will still buy you champagne afterwards to celebrate. I prefer riding bitch. Motorcycle culture is notably un-PC, and riding bitch is, regardless of gender, the term for the person who's the passenger on the bike rather than the driver. I've been fascinated by motorcycles since I was a small child and my uncle took me for a spin around the block on his bike. When I moved to DC, I was fortunate to meet this big teddy bear of a guy, Biker Nick, who was always happy to have a passenger. Of course, I eventually wanted to earn my own license. So I took the Motorcycle Safety Foundation's Safe Rider course. In order to earn your Class M license, you have to pass a written test, easy, and a road test, not so easy. The road test requires you to complete a timed series of maneuvers without falling over or dropping the bike. One of the most thrilling moments of my life was when I entered a sweeping 180-degree turn at too slow a speed to successfully complete it. So I fixed my eyes on the exit because where you look, the bike will go. And I gunned it, and I made it, and I got my license. The following season, I tooled all over the back roads of Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Virginia on Spike, my bike. I loved the freedom, I loved the wind in my face, I loved the scenery, I loved being outside with my friends. What I didn't love was having to be aware of the road conditions and the bike and the stupid drivers who refuse to share the road every single second. The lesson? It's okay to try something and not like it. But I'm never letting go of that Class M license. I had to break up with the DC Roller Girls. In 2006, A&E ran a reality series on TXRD, Women's Roller Derby, in Austin, Texas. I was hooked. These women trained hard, skated harder, and feared nothing. But would something so fundamentally keep Austin weird ever come to DC? Yes, and in January of 2008, I got gear and showed up for tryouts. Now, I had not been on skates since college, and roller derby is vastly different than cruising around a rink to Earth, Wind, and Fire. I went to practices for months and sustained all kinds of injuries, including some truly gruesome bruises and a split lip, trying to master basic derby skills. By late spring, I felt like I was ready. I was going to take the skills test. And I was on my way to derby glory, or at least to a really fun story about that one time I broke my ankle. And then the season ended, and we lost our practice space, and the schedule got very erratic. My job was demanding and not terribly flexible, and I had a lot of other responsibilities. After a period of 6 weeks in which I only managed to make one practice, I realized the relationship was not working. Lesson? It's okay to try something, love it, and still not be able to fit it into your life. But you can still call me by the derby name I had picked out, Venus de Mayhem. Remember, it has to be something quantifiable. It has to be something that you want to do, not something you think you should do, and it has to push your boundaries in some way. To quote the poet Mary Oliver, what is it that you will do with your one wild and precious life? Besides, you are already on your way because now you're part of this year's resolution. You can find out more at my Tumblr.